there, it's me, Amy D, back to chat some more, sharing some more details from my journal. I don't know why I'm feeling the need to share details from my journal, but I just do. And so I'm going to do that with you. First, I just want to say it's been a really good day today. I had to participate in a homeschool event with our homeschool co-ops. Shout out to Engage Detroit and all my Engage Detroit members there. We had an event for our unique learners, and it was a really, really great event. And a lot of the moms came out with their children, and we just really bonded and did a lot of activities and just really supported one another. And it was just an awesome event. And I was one of the people who helped to organize it. So I'm telling you, our team worked our butts off on this event. It was great, but I'm tired. And so y'all have to forgive me because I did not come home and freshen up my makeup or anything. I at least combed my hair back. So, hey, I'm doing pretty good, okay? But I just wanted to come on and just kind of share some things that I've been experiencing. And so I wanted to touch base with my people out there that are also going through change and transition and just see if, these things kind of ring true for you as well. So before I could really get to a place in this transition where I could jump into my 4Fs, um, I had to really go through a few different things. And, you know, it, it was some things were kind of unexpected. So, first of all, before I really actually made the transition, um, I realized that I had gone through actually a grieving process and that I had been going through that for a few years. And it was interesting because the thing that let me know um, that it was me grieving is because there was a point at which I got really angry. And I don't necessarily tend to get angry about situations and things kind of in this way. I usually, really take time to kind of think it through, try to look at it from every angle and, all those kind of things. And so I really was surprised when I found myself being in a state of anger. That kind of shocked me. And I realized there was also a point where I kind of was doing some mental bargaining, but more so with myself. You know, well, maybe I could this, or maybe, if I did that, or maybe this, and, all of that. And when those things happened, it was like, one day it hit me. It was like, wow, these emotions, these things I'm going through, it really made me go back and think. And I realized that, a while ago, I kind of, hit a little bit of a state of denial. And so that really made me look back at the situation and I realized, wow, this is like going through the stages of death, right? And transition, depending on what you're experiencing, a job loss, relationship loss, loss of your home, loss of, just different things. They do talk about how it's possible to experience like the stages of death. It was definitely like stages, I guess, of grief. And so I was really shocked that I was going through that. But again, I just really, to be honest, just really kind of felt like I can't believe that I'm, going through this situation at this stage in my life. And I think that was the thing that kind of got me the most. It was really like a sense of, how did I get here? So that particular question in itself, really took me to a place where, I really experienced a lot of, inner, well, definitely not inner peace. So a lot of tears, began to be a part of the process. But beyond that, One thing that I did not see coming as I went through this process is the exhaustion. I really realized after I, completed, this the main part of the transitioning from this relationship is just how exhausted I was. And, it's really funny because, a lot of us, we're so accustomed to keep going, just keep going, keep going, keep doing. You got things to do, you got things on your calendar, you got things on your plate, you have all these responsibilities, and on and on and on and so on and so forth. And I, I really got to a place once I really, made the move and everything, that it seemed like I was just moving through quicksand, or I don't know, something. It was like I was trying to move forward and trying to go, and it was just dragging. And I realized one day, it was like God tapped me on the shoulder, like, pay attention to your body, pay attention to your feelings. And when I did, I realized I was exhausted and I needed rest. And it made me think of the Nap Ministry. Shout out to the Nap Ministry. If you don't know the Nap Ministry, you should look her up on IG. But it made me think about that concept that, we need to take time and rest and recover. And so I really stopped and made it my business to do that. I remember even one day saying to myself, I got up in the morning and I took a shower and I said, I am going to go back to my bed and I'm going to get my feet off of the floor for as long as I can today. Just keep my feet off of the floor, which basically means I have to put myself in some type of reclining position, right? With their feet off of the floor on your bed. So it really forced me to get some rest. And over time, of course, I began to feel better. But man, that really caught me off guard. I was not expecting that. And then finally, one other thing, I kind of began alluding to this a minute ago, but I really found the whole process just to be extremely emotional. And I'm sure many of you who are going through very difficult transitions are probably finding yourself in that same place where there's just so many emotions, and it becomes more than just the acknowledgement like I had before of what was happening. Here it really spread into the physical, so once again leading to the exhaustion. But one thing I learned about myself a few years ago is that although I'm an empath and I'm very keen and aware of other people's emotions, sometimes even able to explain to other people what they're feeling and their emotions when they can't explain it for their own selves. A lot of times I can explain it to them. But what I learned is that uh, the rules are different for myself, and that I was treating myself differently. And what I would do is basically shove down some of those emotions, you know, to give opportunity for things to change, things to be different, you know. Um, it was kind of unexpected to realize just how much emotion was there, and again I realized just how much I had been ignoring about my own emotions over the years. And so I got to this place where um, I really started protecting my emotions. And, I should say in the past, if someone was crossing like something that was a boundary for me, I would have something, to say, to protect, my emotions, or, and what feelings that I was, sensing and things. But there was a lot of times where if it wasn't really a boundary per se, I kind of let things go. And so now I'm in a space where I'm really trying to learn to respect my emotions. Um, and it's interesting because there's many who've known me for years and years and years, and because I'm being more expressive about my emotions and more protective um, earlier, I think I'm catching a lot of people off guard. And so, you know, this response sometimes has been a little bit of shock that I am a little more direct about protecting my emotions. So, um, but, I am trying to put enough of, um, I'll say, a governor, like a car, the car engine, you have the governor, and if you take the governor off, it's pew, 200 miles an hour plus. Because I kind of feel a little bit like maybe I started leaning that direction when I started being more expressive. I really started going maybe a little too fast with it. But hey, at least I'm not at 25 miles an hour with it anymore. So, yeah. So, I don't know if any of you have felt like that or going through that, but if you are, I would love to hear from you and your experiences and how you're managing, or just kind of get off your chest just that the realization, that your emotions are important, that some things may have caught you off guard, and how you handled that. And I just want to recommend for any of you that is going and going at that, yeah, that's going and going and going, but it's wearing you out a bit. Be sure to build in some time for some true rest. Okay? All right. So leave some comments down below. And of course, you know the YouTube thing. Like, subscribe. It would be great. Talk to you all very soon.